All right, I'm gonna do a little quickie. uh, One good thing about being at the yard on the weekends is they wash your truck. Now this winter they didn't wash my truck; they were washing just the local trucks. But today they washed my truck. Hang on. I had to get my truck in the shop. See if I can do this one-handed and left-handed at that. I'm right-handed. Hang on. There we go. So anyways, yeah, they washed my truck. I was planning on doing that this month. I could have got it done last month, but anyway. And they took my passenger seat out. So now I can put a refrigerator over there. And so I was supposed to be going home, but then I had a radiator leak yesterday. And I had a radiator leak yesterday. So I had that fixed at the Love's because I was on my 10-hour break. I did on my last load. I did an HOS exempt load, which I don't like doing, but it kind of worked out this time. The last two times I did it, it didn't work out at all. It was a mess. 2 or 3 times, I can't remember. Okay. So, anywho, so I got some update information, and I got a new subscriber, so he can verify the flatbed stuff. I talked to a few flatbedders here, and they like it. I don't remember what this guy said he's averaging. I think he said he's averaging $2,500 a week, but he's an owner-operator. The company driver that I talked to with the flatbed said he was averaging $1,400 a week. So, yeah. Now, another thing I'll say, I gotta vacuum out my truck. But I was actually planning on doing that this next week when I got home, taking it to the car wash and vacuuming it out. But anyhow, last few times I was home, I was loaded, and so I couldn't drop the trailer at home. But I'll be empty this time, so I can do that. I got a farm, so I can't drop a loaded trailer where I got my gravel and sink in the mud. But also, it depends on if it rains or not back home, how soft the ground is. I might not be able to vacuum my truck this week. But anyways, the reason I was going to make the video was because this truck was actually parked under my trailer while my truck is in the shop. Somebody parked this there. This is a newer truck. Now, these trucks are smart trucks, but this one's probably a smart truck. and it's kind of cool. Um, I'm not sure I would want one. It's probably too smart, if you will. But when I first got in it, I was like, wow. So I'll go ahead and one thing I do like is they mounted this here instead of over there. So you'll have your tablet closer to you. The only problem is um, I like to have my phone close to me. Although I guess I could put it right here. But I'm Velcro my phone to the dash so that I can do Google Maps or whatever. And then I got my Rand McNally's up yonder. But this dash is kind of cool. I mean, I used to be an IT guy. I still kind of am, and I like technology, but I don't know that I like all this technology in my vehicle. You know, it's cool, but it's also scary, if you know what I mean. I don't know if this is touchscreen or not. Don't look like it. But anyways, this is one of the newer trucks. I'm not sure that I would want one, but so I have a couple updates. Now this guy, he's an owner operator and he likes it where he's at. I mean, he likes what he's doing. He likes what the money he's making. But I talked to an owner operator last time, right after I did my last video, and he's actually a fleet owner. And he actually said he wouldn't suggest people being an owner operator at this time because they're not paying as much as they used to. So that would be a con. I like to give people, pros and cons, let them make their own decisions. They're basically paying about half of what they used to pay. And so they're paying about 40% of the load right now, where they used to pay 80% of the load. And so to me, that's not a good thing. If they went back to 80% or even closer to 80%, I know like a lot of companies pay closer to like 65, 70% on average. And if they got closer to 80%, then I would suggest somebody coming over as an owner operator or a lease operator. But right now, I think it's probably best just to be a company driver. Because on average, company drivers make 25 to 33% of the load, in the industry. Not this company. I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is versus what we get paid, but it's like we're getting paid about 75 cents a mile. So if $2 a mile is about 40%, then we're getting paid just shy of 20% of the loads. So, we could probably get paid more too. But I'm not complaining, to be honest. I'm not complaining. If they're making as much as, so I think they are making, we should probably be making closer to $1 a mile. But again, I'm not complaining. I'm pretty happy here. The worst problem I've had is my dispatcher, really. So I'm pretty happy. Now, I did find out another couple things. The difference between, I'm going to have to go back over here where it's not so windy. The difference between HMD and benefit trucking is benefit trucking is the Hazmat division. So they technically have like 5 divisions, I think. So you have HMD, dry van, which HMD dry van has over the road and they have Midwest regional. And over the road gets paid like 5 cents a mile less. Well, sort of. They get paid 60 cents a mile, but then if you got a good safety score and you meet your quota, then you'll get 70 cents a mile. But if you cover up the camera, because they got onboard camera, dash cam, but it's a forward directional camera. If you cover up the camera that looks into your sleeper berth, and basically I think it's a privacy violation. If you cover up that camera, which you're allowed to, they don't make any qualms about that, but you lose 2 cents a mile for that. And for me, that's, I don't know, that could be a deal breaker for me if I was an over the road driver, because it's like, why should I get docked 2 cents per mile for how you say for exercising my right to privacy? I think that's wrong, and I've already told them about that, so maybe they'll do something about it. I don't know. But anyways, so I make no secret about that. This ain't my trailer. No. Okay. That one's mine. Anyway, so that's a negative, but like I said, I've addressed it to them, so maybe they'll fix that. Midwest regional, we make 75 cents a mile, but that thing doesn't apply to us. The safety bonus doesn't apply to Midwest regional, so we get 75 cents a mile, period. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. So benefit trucking basically has the same two divisions. I understand. They have an over the road and they have a Midwest regional, but it's hazmat, so they probably get paid more because they're hazmat. Because I saw an ad on Facebook saying that they're paying up to 79 cents a mile. So I guess benefit trucking is getting an extra 4 cents per mile for hazmat, which I guess ain't bad. I would probably think they should get an extra 5 cents a mile, but that's just my opinion. Maybe even more than that, to be honest, because it's hazmat. Hazmat can be a pain in the butt. I let my hazmat go a couple years ago, 2020. So a year and a half ago. Well, no, almost 2 years ago, yeah. But I was hauling cattle feed, liquid cattle feed, so I didn't really need it. And I was actually planning on staying there, but they didn't take very good care of their equipment, and I wanted to keep my CSA score perfect. And so that's pretty much why I quit, because I just got tired of hounding them to maintain their equipment. And then I was going to go to another tanker outfit, and then these guys called me, and like I said, I couldn't find any dirt on them, and the pay was good. And they was like, Midwest, I stay in the flyover states, I'm happy. And so I came here, and I'm pretty happy still. But it's only been 4 months. But like I said, I found out about the owner-operator thing. I posted that in the the show notes on the last 2 videos. I just talked to an owner-operator on the flatbed division. I think he's only doing the $2 a mile, but he's happy. He seems to be happy. So it's working for him. So it's up to you if you think that's worth it. But I just, I want to make sure uh, everything before you make a decision. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But so yeah, HMD dry van is non-hazmat, over the road, and Midwest regional. And from what I understand, benefit trucking is hazmat, over the road, and Midwest regional. And then we got the flatbed division. So, and like I said, I don't know much about the flatbed division. I talked to a company driver, flatbedder. He seemed to be super happy with it. He's making about $1,400 a week. I talked to this owner operator. He's making about $1,000 a week more. But then again, he's got, his expenses. So he's probably averaging as a company driver, paying himself as a company driver. He probably makes about the same, but he has a lot more tax advantages than a normal company driver would have. I say I got my own LLC on the side, because I got my farm and I got my IT business and then I do aromatherapy. So I got tax deductions that most company drivers don't have. So I file Schedule C on my W-2 with my LLC, and I've basically used all those tax deductions against my W-2. And so I got, basically the same tax deductions that most owner operators have. But my tax deductions for the trucking side are the same as the company driver. So I don't have any extra trucking tax deductions, but I got my own tax deductions that I can do as a business on the side. So, I always encourage people to have a business on the side. Whatever your hobby is, make a business out of it and just sell some items, so that you're showing an income. And then you got all those tax deductions that everybody else has, but you have to make at least, you have to make some money off of your hobby. Otherwise, they won't let you write it off for more than 3 years. But yeah, so as long as you're making some money, you don't have to make a profit. You have to make money. And as long as you're making money, you can write off everything: your cell phone, your mileage on your vehicle, a certain percentage of your house that you use for your hobby or business, and whatever, But you have to, like I say, you have to make some money off of it. You don't have to make a profit. You just have to make some money. But if you make a profit, that's even better. But anyways, so yeah, the owner operators do got tax advantages that the company drivers don't have. So that will potentially put more money in your pocket if you manage your money properly. But I guess that's it. I just wanted to give an update. They just got my truck done. So I'm about to take off and head home. Well, I'm going to Kansas City to deliver Monday morning. So I got plenty of time to get there. And that's why I was like, well, I got time to make a video because I'll get there this time tomorrow. And then I won't need to deliver. I won't be delivering until Monday morning. But I got friends and family in Kansas City. So maybe I'll have time to visit with some of them tomorrow evening when I get there. Deliver Monday. And then go home. But yeah. So like I said, they take pretty good care of their equipment. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to say. I'm in a group chat with some of the drivers from my original dispatcher. Put together a group chat for us to communicate. And there's like 4 or 5 of us still in the group chat. The rest of them left. And 2 of them are over the road. And 2 of us are Midwest regional. And I'm not sure who the other ones are because they don't really communicate they're still in the group, but they only read. They don't actually talk. Some people don't like group texts. I got a friend that is in a group text for the farm, my network, and she only reads the group text. She hardly ever responds to them. She's probably responded to them like once or twice. And, but she'll only read them. She won't respond. She don't like group texts. But, she likes to stay in it, sorta, but she doesn't like to respond. So to each their own. But anyway, two of the drivers have had problems with their trucks, and I guess it's the older trucks. So I got a 2020 truck, and another driver in the group, he has I think 2020 or 2019 truck, and neither one of us have problems, but the ones with the older trucks seem to be having problems. And so I don't know what the deal is there. I think it's more maybe just maybe they got a lemon, but two of them have had problems, one especially. And so maybe she got a lemon, or maybe it's just the older trucks. I don't know. I always assumed that the newer trucks have problems because that's the way it used to be. It takes about 1,500 miles, give or take, to break a truck in. So you gotta, every new truck, every new vehicle has bugs that you gotta work out of them. And on average, it's been over the years, the first 1,500 miles is where you're gonna have most of your problems with a big truck. And once you got it broke in, after that you have less problems. But we're in a disposable world now, where not everything, but most companies, they make things not to last. And maybe that's the issue with Peterbilt too. It's like they want you to recycle the truck. They want it to be, disposable, I guess. They want you to keep buying newer and newer crap, which I don't really care for. I prefer older myself. Both my pickup trucks are 30 years old, but they're getting to be too old where I can't find parts for them now, and now I have to have my own junkyard in order to have parts. So I'm going to be forced. Well, I'm actually looking for a newer truck now. I'm basically forced to buy something newer. So I'm looking for something about 10 years old. But, like I said, I got a 2020 truck, and I haven't had hardly any problems. I had a radiator leak yesterday, but that's, normal. I mean, not normal, but I mean, it's just a normal thing that randomly happens type of thing. And I went to the Loves to have it fixed because I was on my 10-hour break after my HOS exemption. I have to do 8 hours. I have to be off duty for 8 hours. So I had 2 hours left. I figured, I got this radiator leak. Instead of trying to get to the yard to get it fixed, I'll get it fixed here at the Loves. And it worked, but I don't think they did it right. And it was still smoking after the fact. In fact, I probably better check that real quick. So I ended up picking up this load after I got my hours back. And like I said, this truck was smoking bad. And I was like, all the way here it was smoking. And I was afraid I wasn't going to make it, to be honest. Yes, right truck. And yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to make it. But I made it. And I brought it here to have them look it over. And it worked out because I wanted to get the passenger seat removed anyway. And see, this is where the leak was. I don't know what the problem was, if they fixed it or if it didn't have a problem. Maybe it's just residual crap that was left on the motor and it was just still smoking. But I had him look at it, and what? Oh, I'm loaded. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the guard shack guy. One thing about Peterbilt's, though, I probably need to top this off because it leaked out and we didn't top it off. But anyways, this thing here is like an overflow. So if it gets too hot or something, I don't remember what the circumstances are to makes it blow out. But when this is like the overflow, so if it blows out, it's going to blow it onto the engine. And I need to get a hose and put that on there and run it down the side so that if it does blow out, it's not going to blow it on the engine. So I get real sick. Radiator fluid makes me really sick. It gives me migraines, and it's like a depressant. It makes me get really depressed and lethargic, and just all I want to do is sleep, and I get sick to my stomach. It makes me feel like I'm having a flu, type of thing. In fact, I had a radiator leak on one of my trucks for another company, and I was so sick, everybody thought I had COVID. And I was like, no, man, it's the radiator leak. I got to get this fixed. And it took forever for them to fix it. But they finally fixed it. And then I got better, Oh, another thing, I got new tires. I needed an alignment, and I got new tires today. So it's a good thing I came here today. I got my truck washed. I got new tires. New steer tires. I didn't even have to harass them. The last company I was with, I had to harass them to do shit like this. These guys just like, oh, this needs to be done. We're going to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I don't got to bug them to fix stuff. I love it. So I'm really happy here. I'm like uber duper happy. The only issue I have might be my dispatcher. I got a new one, so we'll see how he works out. Right now, I'm just kind of borderline happy with him, but I've only had him for a week. Man, it's cold up here. I've only had him for a week, so we'll see. So yeah, here's my setup. We're already at 30 minutes almost. Yeah, my fingers are frozen. So I got 500 miles. And so I just set up my Google Maps. And like I said, I usually just use it to know where the cops are and traffic updates. And then, like it says, sometimes these two GPSs don't agree, so I run Google Maps also for that. And then that way, whichever one of these agrees with Google Maps, then I'll go that route. But if all three disagree, then I'll use my new Rand McNally as my default, because this one hasn't been updated in over 10 years. I think I've had it for about 10 years. I've never updated it, so that one's got the new updates. But I still like this one better, so that's why I'm still running it. I'm going to run it till it's totally dead. But anyways, I guess that's it. Yeah. And then I got this one Bluetooth to the radio. And so half the time I'm not even using Google. Well, I'm using Google in the background, but I'll do my educational learning from YouTube on it. Like I do a lot of GOAT. I'll listen to people like podcasters and Red Pill podcasters, Freedom Fighter podcasters, which are also Red Pill, but this MGTOW community. they want to take over the red pill community. And it's like, well, red pill is not just MGTOW, it's also freedom fighter stuff too. Conspiracy theorists. And I had to say it. And whatnot. But anyways, so I listened to a lot of that, as well as, well, lately I've been listening to a lot of Will Smith and Jada Pickett crap. But mostly for the psychological side of it, the red pill side, if you will. Because, trying to understand what Will Smith is going through with the toxic relationship, and apply that to real life with other people, because they're real people just like us. They're just famous, unlike us, so they have different pressures and stuff on them. So I look at it from that perspective. I always did like Will Smith and Chris. Well, I used to like Will Smith more than Chris Rock until this event happened. But I never really knew what was going on behind the scenes because I don't follow famous people hardly ever. This is actually probably the most I've followed famous people in, like, since I was a kid. So yeah, but I just look at it from a psychological perspective. So I've been listening to a lot of that, and I listen to a lot of farming, educational stuff, permaculture, because I'm a farmer. Whoa, shit, they just hit that truck. Trying to back it in a hole. Wasn't very hard. I don't think they did any damage, but oh well. Some people don't know how to drive or back. And it's a bobtail. You should know better than that. You should, if you can't, I don't know who that guy is, but if you can't back a bobtail, then you definitely can't. He's gonna hit it again. No. I was gonna stop the video, but now I'm not. It don't look like it did any damage though, so that's good. Yeah, I got my truck washed today. That makes me happy. And I got two new steer tires and didn't have to harass them about it. That makes me happy. I don't know. I think this company is a good company overall. There's pros and cons with every company. Not every company works for every driver. Like I said, for me, I'm not particularly fond of the dry van industry. And if I was to leave this company, I'm going to probably go back to tankers. Or maybe short truck expedite if I can find a company that will let me run solo. But yeah, I don't know. I love tankers. I'm a tanker yanker. I was scared to get into tankers when I first started. I was working for an owner operator. We was with Summit Express. I talked about them on the last video. That's a good company to work for. There, or it used to be, but I think they're 100% owner operator. And I was working for an owner operator. He had like, I don't know, half dozen to a dozen trucks. And I was sitting in his living room playing video games with his kids. And he goes, looks like we're going to Quality Carriers. And I'm like, that's tankers, right? And he said, yep. I said, well, I don't know about that. Because I was scared, you know. I was scared of tankers. I was like, I don't know about that. And he's like, well, that's what we're doing. You're either in or you're out. And reluctantly, I did it. And I fell in love with it, and I did it for 17 or 16 years, off and on. I mean, I went to a dry van company for a couple months. Uh, Transport America, they sucked. And other than that, I think I just. Oh, and then I went to KLLM FFE because my ex girlfriend wanted to drive truck and run team with me. She was my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my ex, obviously. So, but they messed us up. They screwed us over. So we left, and I ended up uh, getting her out of her contract because they screwed us over. I told them that they need to waive her contract fees, or else I'm gonna take them to court. And they did. So I saved her a couple grand for her school, and then we went to FedEx doing short truck, and I actually enjoyed doing that short truck expedite with FedEx, and I'd probably still be doing that today if her and I could get along, but she wanted to fight, so we broke up, and I went back to tankers, and I've been doing tankers ever since until I came here. So that's my shtick, you know. That's what I'm good at. Tankers. I love tankers. So, like I said, if I ever leave this company, I'll probably go back to doing tankers or maybe short truck expedite. Or the other thing I enjoyed doing was cargo master crane. I would go back to doing that as well. It's dry van, but it's different, you know. It's specialized. So, but yeah, HMD, they're great. Um, I'm pretty happy. Like I said, so I'd say I'm 95% happy. So if you're interested in coming here, my truck number is 1141. You can put me down for a referral. Like I said, I'm not doing this for the money, but hey, I'll take it. You know, they do have a recruiting incentive. So, yeah, uh, who don't like money, right? So the guy I was just talking to, the flatbed owner operator, he was talking about doing a review too. And so I'll uh, I'll try to get that review when he does it, and do my review on his review for you, and give you uh, give you the flatbed side of how things are here, because I don't really know. I just know what the other drivers think. But I say give them a shot. You know, they're not perfect, but they're way above board. Probably one of the better companies I've ever worked for. So there you go. HMD. All right.